Hey guys, so I have been thinking about doing my coming out video for a while, and now seemed like a good time. So yeah, this is my coming out story. So in the summer of '92, a small little gay baby was born. As a kid, I was always interested in LGBT rights and LGBT things in general. I guess I just didn't know why, and I always wanted to be gay and like have a girlfriend and stuff. I guess it was an early form of realizing who I am. I don't know, but yeah, I wanted to be gay anyway. So at the age of 7, okay, so in Sweden, I guess in general, anyways, in my school, we started school when we were 6, but the first year is only like play group thing. So the 7-year-olds take care of the 6-year-olds the first year. They become like caretakers, I guess. So when I was 7, my caretaking person, or that I was supposed to take care of, yeah, it was a girl, and we became friends, and we hang out quite a lot, I guess, and became good friends. And I didn't realize at the time, but I think she was my first like girl crush or first love, because the following 10 years or so, her name kept popping up everywhere in my stories that I wrote in school or other things, where you had to have names for your characters. I would always pick her name, so I guess I kinda liked her quite a lot. But I was 7, I didn't know what love was, so. And looking back, it's quite obvious, because she looked like the kind of girls I am mostly attracted to as well, so yeah. When I was 14, me and my two best friends, we transferred to another school and ended up in the same class, but we got new friends and stuff. Of course we stayed friends still, but we got other friends as well. And I got this one friend that stood out very much in my eyes, and a girl, and I fell madly in love with her straight away. I just didn't realize that it was love, because I was 14 and I had never, as far as I knew, been in love with a girl. So yeah, it was my first real love, so it was all new and scary and stuff. So, but yeah, I didn't realize, and we became very close friends, like pretty much best friends, and we hang out very much, and because we were so alike, we had pretty much the same life experiences, so we shared that, and we had like the same kind of humor and stuff. So yeah, we became very close, and like we held hands with each other, we sat close to each other during like movie nights, and I remember I always wanted to be close to her and stuff. And as time went on, I realized that I actually had feelings for this girl, and I don't remember really that much from it, but I did write some stuff down in my diary at the time, and I found that diary a few years ago, and I think I must have been like really terrified, because realizing that you have feelings for a girl when, you know, none of your other friends do and they like boys and stuff. It's scary. And but I knew I was crazy about her, because I know from one page in the diary I wrote, and I actually wrote it in English, you can always keep it a secret. I remember writing about like all the confusion, like, wait a minute, am I in love with a girl? What's happening? What does that mean? Who am I if I am a girl who's falling for a girl? And you know, all that confusion that comes with it. But I still wanted to be with her despite all the fear. But I didn't tell anybody. So time moved on and we were still really good friends, still very close. And after about a year, we talked one night during the summer break online. We were chatting on the computer, and it was like really late at night. And I remember us talking about everything. And for some reason, we came into the subject of sexuality and stuff. So we talked about stuff, and so pretty much I came out as bisexual that night, because she kind of made me realize that I wasn't completely straight, and she was the only one who knew. After that night, a few weeks later I guess, during a holiday trip with my parents, I remember asking them, what would you say if me or my sister happened to be bisexual? How discreet of me, I know, but yeah. And I guess they kinda understood by that point, but yeah, I was scared to come out and I wanted to ask them, so I did. And they were like, yeah, we will be fine with it, and I hope we just want you to be happy and stuff. About 1 or 2 months later, I came out to my 2 best friends, which was really scary, but I felt I had to. They took it really well, which was very nice, because, you know, I was nervous. And then I think like a few weeks after that, I told my sister, which is kind of a funny story, because I rang her up because she wasn't living at home with us at the moment. She was studying in another town in Sweden, and so I rang her up and we talked about stuff, and I totally chickened out. I didn't dare tell her on the phone. So right after we had hung up, I actually texted her telling her that I'm bisexual, and she was like, oh, I'm happy for you and stuff, so that was all good. A short while after that, I came out to my parents, and that was scary as very much. I was texting with this girl, the girl that I was in love with, and I told her, like, I'm going to tell them tonight during dinner that I'm bisexual. I have to get it out. I was so nervous the entire meal, and I had to force myself to eat. And so we had dessert, so when we brought out the dessert, I was like, I have to tell them now, so I have it done, because I really want to tell them. And I remember our cat that we had came, so I was like bending down, patting the cat, and so I took the courage to say, so our family is built on trust, isn't it? And my parents were like, yeah, why? And me still petting the cat, being like really sweaty, all warm, and pretty much the most nervous I've ever been. Still petting the cat, looking at the cat, I think, or maybe I looked up, anywho. I said, well, because I don't think I'm 100% straight. I think I might be bisexual. And the mood pretty much changed in the in the entire room. But my dad took it really well, and later on I found out that he actually pretty much knew. My mother took it, I guess, quite well. She was really surprised. She had no idea, and but still she didn't say anything bad or something. She was mostly just like sat there like, huh, what? Yeah, but I was so extremely happy that I had told them anyway, so now they knew. And after that I just proceeded to tell my other friends, and all of them took it well, so. And then after a long time and a lot of heartbreaks, I guess, and heartaches anyway, and complications. Anyway, after a long time, like 6 months later, which felt like an eternity, me and this girl actually ended up becoming girlfriends, and it was my first real relationship. We kept it a secret for 2 months because we wanted to make sure that we really liked each other and stuff. So we kept it secret for 2 months and nobody knew. So during the like later part of these 2 months, I started questioning if I was actually only bisexual, and I slowly realized more and more that I was actually completely gay. So yeah, I guess that was the point. I actually remember we were in London with my school, and for some reason there I realized, nope, I'm gay. Yeah, so that's the point where I realized that. So after 2 months we told our friends. After 3 or 4 months I remember telling my sister and that we were a couple, and after 5 months I told my parents. Same time there I gathered up the courage and I said, me and this girl, we are girlfriends. And their reaction was pretty much like, duh, what else is new? Because it was pretty obvious. We were always close, always like sitting next to each other, holding hands, like what we thought was discreet, but you know, yeah, so they kind of had figured that out. So yeah, and like 1 or 2 years passed, and none of my relatives knew that I had a girlfriend, because I was so terrified to tell my grandparents on my mother's side, because unfortunately I don't have or had either my grandparents on my dad's side anymore. I was so terrified to tell them because they are pretty much like my best friends, and I didn't want to lose them, and I didn't think they would take it very well. So for about 2 years and 10 months of our relationship, none of my relatives knew, and but then I was like, no, I have to tell them now, because you know, being gay is quite a big thing, and like I guess a big part of me, and so I want to tell the people that I love who I really am. So what I did was I thought about it very, very much for a really long time, and I realized the best thing to do is to write a letter, because then I could explain everything. So I did, and I posted the letter with fear. And Oh, and before I posted this letter, like a few days before or earlier, I had called the like closest relatives of mine and told them, and they all took it very well, because I wanted to start with them and then tell my grandparents. Yeah, anyway, so I posted a letter and I waited a few, I guess 1 or 2 days, and at the day when I knew that the letter would arrive, I was terrified. The entire day I walked around being like a complete mess, because I didn't know if they would call or if they would like never ever talk to me again, or you know, I had no idea, and I was so completely prepared for the worst. And so on the afternoon of that day, my cell phone rang, and I took it up and I saw it said like grandparents or whatever it said, and I was terrified. I was like, I have to take this call, and I had my girlfriend in front of me, and I was like, they're calling me. So I answered. It was my grandmother, and she was like, oh, thank you for this lovely letter, and because I had written like how much they meant to me and stuff, and she was like, yeah, you really have the like gift of words and stuff and blah blah. And she said, did you really think we wouldn't love you? And she started crying and I started crying, and my girlfriend was like, what's happening? Because she thought I was crying because she was like saying something weird or mean, but so I did like thumbs up so she would understand that was all good, and it was just such a relief to know that they took it well. And yeah, so that was I think 2 years ago now, and so after that I started telling more and more of my relatives, but I didn't want to be like such like a big dramatic thing, so it wasn't like I called them like, oh, I'm gay and blah blah. I did that with the like closest ones, and then it was more like, oh, my girlfriend blah blah blah, you know, try to work it into a sentence. Or like when I graduated from high school or sixth form thing, my girlfriend was there, so she was introduced as my girlfriend to a few people, but we broke up just like a few weeks after that actually, so there wasn't that much time between when I had started really coming out to my relatives to the time we broke up. And so not that many relatives of mine know, I guess, or I guess they do, because you know, I write things on Facebook and stuff, but I guess maybe they do know. Yeah, so, and where I am now, I am single, which is actually really nice. I really enjoy being single, so I haven't really had any reason to talk about any girlfriends or stuff, so I'm completely open about it, and if anybody in my family or relatives would ask, I would answer it, but I know, you know, it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm gay, woo, and stuff, so yeah, that's my pretty long and confusing coming out story. And yeah, feel free to leave comments on what you think, or if you have any questions and stuff. I try to explain it as good as possible, but you know, realizing that you're gay and coming out is quite confusing for yourself, so it's pretty hard to explain it for other people. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to leave them down below, and yeah, talk to you guys later. Bye.